Did it run shit? No?
All right, welcome back to the Four Drive Podcast. Music by the Southern River Band, Let It Ride. Socials, Four Drive Podcast on Instagram. Send us a message. YouTube, BackChat Studios. Patreon, thank you. Ronny Dahl, you're back.
I am back, but where's Duggo?
Yeah, he's the one gallivanting around now.
Did I upset him?
Yeah, you did a little bit. I think with that Triton message, he wasn't too happy about that.
Sorry, Duggo.
Yeah, well, so you're back, mate. Where have you been? Tell us what's going on.
Mate, I've been in the Pilbara.
The Pilbara?
Yeah.
Home?
Yeah. Well, you're home.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Feels good?
Lucky. Oh, mate.
Red dirt everywhere?
Mate, the Pilbara, awesome. It's the underrated sister or cousin or brother of the Kimberley, I reckon.
You rate it that high?
Yeah. Yep.
Rate the Kimberley that high?
I do. Well, in particular, you know, like if you combine Ashburton with the East Pilbara, even without that, East Pilbara is the biggest shire in the world. That's pretty cool.
It is. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
The biggest shire in the world.
We've covered this on a few episodes. It is a massive shire.
Yeah.
Huge.
Do you reckon it's bigger than the Hobbit Shire in the Lord of the Rings?
I don't know how big that is. It's a good question, though. I don't know.
We need that answered.
Yeah. Anyone listening, please. So, what you took two cars up to the Pilbara?
Yeah. So I took the 76 and the Ineos.
Yeah.
It was the Ineos Grenadier's last run with me behind the wheel. So it was a bit of a surreal kind of start and end to the whole thing. I was meant to do two stories with the Ineos, this is what I planned, and then do the last story with the 76. But I thought, it's the last time.
Yeah.
So I'll do all three, and having to shift all the gear from one car to another was just not going to happen. I don't want to do that to the boys because they loaded my car up as the camera car, and the amount of stuff they brought with them was like next level. So both vehicles got a good flogging, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, oh, I believe it, mate. And probably got to camp at all stages of the night.
Well, yeah, I was on the receiving end of one of the decisions. So, you know Skull Springs Road?
Skull Springs Road, no.
Yeah. So Skull Springs Road is, it's on your way to Nullagine.
Yeah.
So once you get to Nullagine, you head east and you get this dirt road. And you know you're in the middle of nowhere when there's no crest signs, there's no recommended speed signs for the turns.
Just dirt.
Just dirt and just deep roller coaster holes, because when they wash out, they just get a bulldozer and just make it deeper. It's the easiest way.
Right.
So you're going through and you're like maxing out your suspension, hitting these divots, and you've got to be careful if there is a water like rut, because that's when you destroy your car. It's like cars off to the side of the road the entire way there, just stripped the parts, and it's a pretty crazy road. And you kind of get some sections, you get comfortable sitting on about 80, 90 k's per hour, and then all of a sudden you come up this crest and then it's like it would have been a 40 kilometre per hour bend to the sharp right, and you're like just holding on for dear life.
My God.
So it's pretty crazy road. Good fun, keeps you on your toes, not one to drive tired. So anyway, we got to Skull Springs. I've never been there before, but been around running waters. That's where we were going. Got into Skull Springs at the time of 1:30 a.m. and I just wanted to just throw my swag on the floor and just go to bed. So I was getting a bit grumpy.
Yeah, this is a tens before 10 situation, this one.
Yes. And the other guys, they had naps in the car because they've been tandem driving. They were all excited getting there. They were getting stuck into me because normally I'm the one who does this to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, do you want to do a piece of the camera, Ronny? You know, doing that." And I was like, I was about to lose. I was about to blow my top. And then eventually I just blew my top. I was like, I'm putting my fucking swag here and this is where I'm going to bed. And then I was still getting stuck into me. And then I was realizing, you know, but I was just so tired. Because we were looking for somewhere to camp. We were crossing the water constantly to try and get... It was really confusing. There's paper barks everywhere. It's beautiful, beautiful place. But at night, it's kind of very difficult to see. There's just tracks going everywhere down this river. So it got to a point where I'd switched the car off. I was out looking around. This is before I cracked the shits and put my swag down. And then they were like, "Oh, no, let's go over here and we'll camp here." And I was like, all right, I just got to find my keys. So I'm searching for my keys. 15 minutes searching. I thought I'd dropped them somewhere. Where were they?
Pocket.
In the fucking ignition. That's how tired I was, man.
Mate.
So started the car, got to where they were, put the swag down, went to bed. Had a good sleep.
Didn't like rocking up to camp at night that late?
Yeah, it's a bit late for me. Once I get past 1 a.m, because I need to be fresh the next day, because we had a big day.
Yeah.
Big last day, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, it's good fun. But the funny thing was, in the morning, when we woke up, we realised, holy shit, there's these where there's waters running that we've been driving over that was only like a foot deep. All of a sudden, there's these drop-offs, like car deep, like proper car deep.
Really?
And we're driving around at night aimlessly trying to find somewhere.
You're lucky.
Yeah, it's because all the paperbarks, like all these roots, paperbarks are incredible trees because they're actually keeping this whole river system in place because there's like a spring, so it comes out of the ground and it's just flowing. And the paperbarks are what's holding all the dirt, all that together. So you're literally driving on paperbark roots underneath the gravel or the river stones. So it's quite incredible.
Yeah, they're a cool ecosystem up there, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 weeks without you. You haven't just been in the Pilbara.
Sorry, I just went on a bit of a rant.
No. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to the Ineos. We'll come back to the 76.
It's been 3 weeks.
Sydney four-wheel drive show.
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, that was cool.
You introduced a new segment.
Yeah, well, I was roaming Ronny, we called it. So I was, because I didn't have a car, I was literally just cruising around in a little buggy that I stole from the caretakers of the show. Sometimes I was allowed to, other times I just took it. I had to cover a lot of ground here. And it was the first time...
Ronny.
Yeah, it was pretty much. It was the first time I actually got to cover the entire show, like see everything. So that was cool. And it was the first time I got to interact with so many people, like short interactions.
Yeah.
Because,
we actually got to talk to fans.
Well, yeah.
You had time for it.
Yeah, no, it was cool. So I probably spoke to a lot of people who probably wouldn't approach me because to approach someone, you got to be a certain type of person to be able to do that. It's like if I see someone, someone who's like way more famous than a little lunchbox four drive guy in that little world.
Yeah, with
a million
followers.
If I see someone, like a rock star or something, I will go out of my way not to go over and bother them, but that's just how I think. So it's good to be able to walk up to people with the microphone and kind of do it in a reverse way.
Yeah.
It was quite fun.
Interesting.
And just ask them the questions. But I think the best thing for me was I love meeting the people that watch the show and listen to podcasts. Heaps of people talk about the podcast. And the thing is, though, sometimes you get stuck talking for a long time.
Yeah, too long.
Like too long. It could be like 5, 10, 15 minutes. And it's pretty taxing to move the conversation on. Once a couple of times is all right. It's like imagine making constant decisions all day. By the end of it, you're done. You know what I mean? So it's a big day to be there, but then when you need to move people on, because I probably give people too much time of the day.
Yeah, you do have a lot of time for your fans.
Yeah.
One of the cool things when me and Doug over there, we saw that. It was just lots of time for your fans. Even if you've got places to be or you haven't had lunch or whatever, you always got time.
Usually I'm eating while I'm talking as well.
You usually are eating. Well, that's good. Good to know where you've been for the past 3 weeks. We thought you just disappeared.
So Sydney, then back for 2 days, then off to the Pilbara, and then just got back last week.
Mate.
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be back.
You on the radar.
Yeah.
You got anything for us, mate? You got some stuff?
I just grabbed some random stuff out of the car.
Go on.
Number one is the paper map. This one happens to be the Pilbara.
You're a fan of the paper map?
I am because, I've got a bit of a reflux from the Hunt and Brews.
Hunt and Brews are back.
They got bought out. It was either Masters or Browns have bought out Hunt and Brew.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a bit upset about that.
Yeah, you don't feel good about
I would
that?
have liked to have bought that company. I wouldn't have afforded it though.
You might be able to get sponsored by them soon.
Well, I don't know.
You drink enough of it.
Yeah, it's just not the same now because it was like I like helping mum and dad businesses, family businesses.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
It's not the same anymore now
No,
that
it's
they're
not
owned
the
by
same.
Masters of Browns.
It's not the same anymore. Like,
Right.
you know, it's like all these Lions and all these other companies just buying our people. Yeah, I get it though. Like, they're probably hopefully they got a good wad of money from them. Anyway, back to On the Radar.
So I wonder how many people, just quickly, I wonder how many people who listen to this are fans of Hunt and Brew now. They're just like, oh yeah, Ronny and Doug like it. We'll give it a test.
There's actually quite a few.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
The more people I'm speaking to, like Chris and Jacob on the trip, they were filling the fridge up with Hunt and Brews as well.
Jeez, you've started a bloody epidemic, mate.
Well, I'm trying to kill the sugar epidemic because there's less sugar in these. You know, the amount of sugar we're consuming. You know, so yeah. So back to On the Radar. So that was my fault there. Sorry. So On the Radar, paper map. Why am I bringing this up again? Well, it's because I use the Ineos, and the Ineos didn't have a Garmin mapping system or a HEMA in there. Well, I did, but the thing is, I have a UHF radio that needs the SIGI plug, but the mapping system uses a SIGI plug too. So I couldn't really use the map because they don't hold very good battery life. They chew the battery because they're constantly pinging the satellite. The screen's bright. So it constantly died on me. So I just constantly went back to the paper map.
Yep. And that's the HEMA.
No, that was the Garmin. The Garmin Overlander. So it just sort of, you know, reminded me again, you know, how important a paper map is because if you carry these and you look at them and you look at the area that you're in, you learn very quick how to identify, you know, all the little ridges and things like that on a map. And the more you do that, the more you get used to using a map. And then that way, should anything happen out in the bush or you kind of get lost, because it will happen at some stage, you take the wrong track, you'll be able to figure out where you are.
And how many times did you use the paper map when you were out there? Just to find like tracks that weren't there, or? We
would always pull it out and discuss where we're going because it's easier to show on that. And then we used it a couple of times for filming as well because it's a nice shot, but we were using it anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe once we weren't because we already used it, but then we pull it out again to film it. Oh, that'll be a good shot. Yeah, it will. Let's get it out again. But look, yeah, definitely. This one here is more like your road map, like you're on the highway, you're on the main road because it's not that detailed. So you need to get a more detailed map. Then you're going to get much more. So if you are specifically going to some regions, say in the East Pilbara, you can go to, what's it called, a map shop? Is that what's called? It's called Maps and Charts or something like that.
Yeah.
There's one in Perth. It's really good. They will actually print you out, quite affordable. They'll print you out like A1, A2 pieces of map, and these are so detailed. They're not ones that you would find anywhere. They have them there. And they're way more detailed. And they have all the old tracks that might have been used before. So they'll have more or less every single track unless something else was cut through recently. One more thing, 2 on the radars.
Oh, the speed dealers.
Well,
Is that what we got?
No.
No.
These are the Bono speed dealers.
Oh, the Bono speed dealers. Wow.
So these are prescription, but any lens like this, if you're driving a long drive at night, so
You're talking the yellow lens.
The yellow lens, any truck drivers who are listening, trust me, just try it at night. Drive with these on. Don't worry, no one can see you. So this is what I look like, you know.
Normal.
Well,
actually, you look like Bono.
Well, no. Well, apparently John, I reckons, I look like Ali G. So. With the red beanie, he reckons.
There's a bit of Ali G about that, isn't it?
Look, trust me, you will get a good night's sleep if you wear these.
What do you mean? What do they do?
It cuts out a lot of blue light. So when you're driving at night,
from your screens and stuff.
No, yeah, well, that as well. But it's more like, you know, you got all that light coming out in front of you, And it's all that artificial daytime light, right?
Yeah.
So your eyes have already experienced the beautiful sunset that you've just seen as you've been driving. You might pull up, take some photos, and you get those sunset vibes and all that. As soon as you jump in the car, you put those lights on, you're just going to kill all that. You're going to just fry your melatonin and all that stuff. So before I used to wear those, I would have to stop at 10 or 11 and then hop on my swag. By the time it was 1 a.m, I might be asleep.
That long?
Yeah. But with those, honestly, I could pull up within 15 minutes, I can fall asleep. It's bizarre.
Wow.
Like, you got to try it.
Yeah, right.
They're pretty cheap. Like you don't have to get like Oakley. These are prescription, so they're a bit out there, but.
And it's just the yellow filter.
It's just the yellow filter.
Wow.
Now, people put yellow filters on their driving lights, which kind of does the same thing, but it kind of
just halogen lights.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it kind of also defeats the purpose of having your lights because it does cut the strength of your lights down a little bit by wearing these, which is interesting.
It makes things darker.
Only slightly. It just takes
not enough to be like.
Takes some of it just takes some of the spectrum of the light out.
Cool.
But your light's still going at distance. You got a good distance. But if you put those covers on it, you cut your distance down, but it does give you the same effect.
Yeah, right.
But I just find just chuck those on. It takes a little while to get used to it because you're like, everything's yellow.
That is a good on the radar, Ronnie. That is a good on the radar, mate. Oh, it's good to have someone else in here who actually contributes to on the radar.
What do you mean?
Tugger doesn't contribute to on the radar, mate. When's the last time he contributed?
Well, it's because he forgot his lights on the porch.
No, I'm joking. I'm just giving him a hard time. Moving on. So the main thing, we don't have a car sales today. Tugger's not here. Tugger does car sales. We don't have that.
Yeah.
We do have you. Ineos Grenadier.
A car sales?
It's gone. No. We sell a car sales. Oh. You're not selling it.
Going once, going twice.
Let's talk about the Ineos. So you did 10,000 Ks on it.
Yeah, it's on 10,000 now.
10,000.
Yeah.
You last did an update 6,000 Ks. So what's changed between 6,000 and 4,000?
The left foot thing.
Doesn't bother you anymore? So what are the negatives? Because that was one of the big ones. I think when you're talking about it, you're talking the left foot thing.
One of the negatives will be the seal on the car.
Yes. So you're talking like when you go through mud or water and stuff and it becomes
seal.
a bit hard to press all the stuff. All the buttons, all the locking things.
I think it's dust seal in particular.
Dust seal?
Yeah. So something weird happens with the car when you're driving. So I don't think it happens while you are driving in dust, but while you're at high speed and you've got the aircon on, in some cars, you have the aircon cranked, right? Because it's hot. And then you hear this, it's like the fans are adjusting or the pressure system adjusts inside the car. You hear this, you just hear the pressure change and you can hear it like sort of almost surround sound going around you.
Right.
It does this thing and then it goes back to where it was. It just happens every now and then. So anyone who owns an Ineos Grenadier, just let us know if you experience the same thing. You just hear it. At first I thought it was just the wind pressure from outside, but it can't be because I'm sitting on a straight road, been on that straight road for hours already, and then it's something to do with the aircon. I don't know. But what we found was, what I found was when we pulled up, at camp one time, I had my window down a little bit, but not much. Not as much as they did. And they had the doors open when I passed them sometimes. That's what Chris does when he,
The doors open?
Yeah, because he's like out of the camera gear and then I'm driving past my own car, throwing dust up. I think there was in one video clip, I caught myself in the GoPro and I think I said out loud, one more door open, you had all of them. It was like the driver, passenger, back passenger, barn doors open on the back, and it was just that one that was closed.
Wow.
So here I am, straight past, dust.
All throughout it.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I looked at the dashboards at the end, and the Ineos had red dust on all the armrests and up there. You could really see it, like layers on layers on layers.
Yeah.
But the 76, yes, it did have dust, but not as much, which was a little bit surprising.
Right. Because the 76 would have had doors open more.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have doors open more. Yeah, but also think where the, just how, some vehicles, they create this like dust vortex behind it.
Yeah.
The 76 doesn't do it for some reason.
Really?
Well, not much, not the height I'm sitting at, but the 79 did massive. Like it would just, but I think because it's a tray, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, aerodynamics is really weird.
Strange.
You
Well,
could-
it's a square car.
Yeah, I mean they're all square cars really, but the Ineos, I don't know. I think it could be maybe the front tires are just, you know how like you're driving at night and then you got your like a side light, then you're noticing how much dust is actually flying up by your
going
window,
up, yeah.
but you don't notice during the day.
No.
And maybe just one of those situations where it's literally just coming in to the window, because I did have the window open on some of the roads, but I was in front. So yeah. My
interesting.
other theory is every time you turn the car on and you turn the aircon down, it goes out of recirculation. It turns that off.
Wait, so every time you have the aircon on and you put a window down?
Every time I put the aircon on, and I'll have to press recirculation to activate it. Every time you turn the car on and off,
Oh, right.
you have to activate recirculation. So it could also be that it's collecting the naturally collecting the dust, but then because it's not recirc, it's allowing it all to come in. So that could be the other one.
Couple of options there.
Yeah,
The recirc one seems...
it could all be like
It could just be working together. It
could be a
all of them.
combination of all of them.
Wow. That's a bit annoying. It's not the end of the world, but it's not like...
Nah, it was interesting though because it only seemed to be on the dash and the armrests and all that. And
Which
the
actually kind of
the
makes
back
sense.
seats as well.
Yeah. Makes sense to the aircon thing.
Yeah,
Because you got the side vents that point towards the armrest. You got the
that's true.
the vents along the dash, and then
Yeah.
you'll have air vents in the back as well.
Yeah,
So maybe it's a vent thing.
yeah, it could be. Like you said, it could be a combination of everything. I might just have to throw the kids in the back for a red dusty trip and see if I got red kids.
Yeah.
They'll be red anyway,
Yeah,
getting in and out.
Yeah, kids don't stay clean for very long.
No. Day one, mate. Done.
Day one, done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd know about that. You're taking them out. You're taking them out next week.
Yeah. Just got a heavy week of editing this week. If I can get all that smashed out, then I'm trying to think of something easy just to push out. But
Oh, for a video.
yeah, I'm just very, very critical on what I put out.
Yeah.
It needs to be something that people can get something from. If it's entertaining, they'll get a good laugh out of it, like what I did with Harry. That was good. But otherwise, as long as I'm giving people something, YouTube is more of an educational platform. That's where I go to find stuff. You know, you find
Yeah.
out Instagram, all that other shit. You're just sitting there, just scrolling mindlessly.
True.
You don't really get anything
So
out
are
of it.
you gonna take the kids in the 76
Yes.
or the Troopy
Oh, yeah.
or the Grenadier?
My eldest daughter did request the Troopy. My youngest daughter probably request the Ineos, but I'm going to request the 76.
Must be nice having a couple of options there, mate.
The Troopy needs a service.
Yeah.
And
When's the last time you used it?
it's been too long, man.
Two.
It's been too long. Now I was almost going to use it on a trip towards the Adelaide show,
Yeah.
the Connie Sue Highway.
Yeah.
But now that Chris is bringing his Troopy, I was going to get Rafa to drive my Troopy.
Oh.
But
Raf's got a beautiful midnight blue Troopy.
he does. Sorry, Raf, but I'm not going to bring the Troopy now. Because Chris is going to bring his Troopy, so we'll have a camera car again. It's good.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
How's his Troopy going? Kitted out yet?
Yeah, all the inside is done. It looks absolutely amazing. It's like, geez, you could do a nice job with wood.
Yeah.
Like wood, it just looks nice.
Yeah, it does.
Um,
Yeah, Rafa's has got wood on it. Because these are the same
It's
guys
similar.
that did Raffas, isn't it?
Yeah.
The same guys that did the outfitting in Raffas Troopy.
Yeah.
Can't remember who they were.
Is it
Odyssey? Odyssey Campers?
Is Odyssey Camp Solutions or no?
Odyssey Outdoors?
Odyssey. Oh,
It's Odyssey
you'll find
something.
it.
I'll find it.
Yeah. No, it looks awesome, but it's reversed to what RAFs is, or your regular troopy would be. Not saying that RAFs is like a regular troopy, but the way RAFs is set up, he's got he's got a roof conversion, so he sleeps up top. Chris doesn't, but he's flipped the side the bed's on, which means he's
Odyssey
flipped.
Custom Fit Outs, sorry mate.
That's it. Odyssey custom fit outs.
Yeah, they do the wood stuff. So
Yeah.
they flipped it completely.
Yeah, he's had to flip
everything
it to
is-
make it
yeah,
work
the other
with
way.
what he's doing. Yeah,
Right.
and he also, pardon me, he hasn't gone with a high cabinet, so he's kept everything at window height, so he can still got his visibility.
Yep.
He's got glass gull wings coming, which is a pretty cool addition.
Glass gull wings,
Yeah, Sean Mission.
Oh right, he's doing them.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh cool.
Yeah, I think everyone he's spoken to in the industry or have heard about him trying to get the glass ones have said, nah, he'll never get it. But he's going to have
got
it.
it.
If Sean says he's going to do something, he's going to do it.
Mm. Yeah, no, he's committed. If he says he's going to do it,
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Right. So what? I just feel like there's going to be issues with glass.
No, it's so you can retain the vision through the window.
Mm. But you're going to have double layers of glass, yeah.
Double layers. It's going to be like a glass gull wing.
Oh, yeah, but you're going to have a glass back, or is it not going to have the?
It's going to be glass
the-
in a metal frame.
So how are you going to see out of it?
Well, because the frame will only be that much.
It's not going to be a solid like frame. You know how your gull wing has got the storage box on the back of it?
Oh yeah, he won't have a storage.
He
box.
won't have a storage
No.
box. Yeah. Okay. Right.
No, he wants
Right.
it because
So it'll just be a glass gull wing, and
Yeah.
it'll just open up and you reach in and do that.
yeah, because he's
Oh,
got like a
fine.
bench behind it. So inside he can sit at. So say this is a bench. I'm Chris. I'm sitting inside. I'm editing.
Yeah.
That's where he is. But on the outside, if the gull wings are open, one side he can just go and make coffees or whatever because he likes to have a coffee machine.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Must be nice.
And yeah, I will use it a lot.
Yes.
But I wouldn't put one in mine.
The Ronny Dahl. What is it? The Ragnarok Cafe.
yeah. But that's not a coffee machine. That is on the fire. That's a real coffee. And the other side, he will, not just dumping footage and stuff because underneath the awning, because every 2 days for when we're on a trip, I will either need to dump the footage or he will dump the footage.
Yep.
So usually it's me that dumps the footage and I'll put it on his job, but he does a lot of other jobs that I'm not at.
Yeah.
He films with Mark LaCraft, the TV show.
Yep.
He films all kinds of things. He does a lot of work with Wild Tract as well. So, at night he needs a workspace, but also somewhere to live out of. So it's like his dream car. I reckon it's like
It's
so
a lot
far
of
it's
people's
looking
dream
really
cars,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a really good setup.
Yeah, and it's been quite quite sensible with what he's putting on it, because
Well, you get to that stage where you're not just putting anything and everything on it. You're putting exactly what you need.
yeah, he's you get limited by budget as well,
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Um,
Well, it sounds like it's a good fit out. I'm very keen to see the glass
I'm very,
gull wing.
very keen to see that too.
'Cause that'll be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
But just keen to see his whole setup. Like that'll be just a really nice setup.
it seems pretty light too.
Yeah.
That
It sounds light. Like it doesn't sound like he's got too much in there.
well, the cabinetry weighs 120 kilos. That's it. Now my troopy is very heavy, and after the Bendleby where I came up that Billy Goat Bluff and not Billy Goat Bluff, Billy Goat Ridge.
Billy Goat Ridge.
And I kind of did that thing right on the edge that was like, whoa, this car is too heavy, man. So I actually been toying about stripping all of my stuff out and just using plastic boxes,
Front runner boxes.
Well, yeah, or even like big storage cases, whatever. Just I've got storage cases lying around. Just whatever I have lying around, try that out if it works.
Get going.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we'll just see. And then maybe keep one side of the cabinetry that Sean's put in. Yeah.
Yeah. He's done a good job.
No, he's done a wicked job. It's just, I think it's just
Too heavy.
It's too heavy for what I've done.
Taking inspiration from Chris's setup?
Yes and
Or
no.
not really? Doesn't suit you?
Not really, no. Because he's Yeah, his is made so he's got the bed down there and the editing space and all
Because
that.
he won't have the conversion.
No, he won't have the conversion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So his setup, if I had his Troopy, it might not work for me because I'm a little bit taller than him. Because he can just sit in and he's still got to put the cushion on.
Yeah, okay.
So if I sat there, I'd be like this a little bit.
Yeah, hunched over.
Yeah.
Okay. So Troopy, not being used. Grenadier, on its way out.
On its way out, yeah.
76. What's going on with that?
Well, yeah, that's going to...
You're going to find out.
That's going to be the car I'm going to use for the desert track. And when I do the canning with Chris with his Troopy, that'll likely be the car. I want to take the 76 across the canning stock route. It'll either be that or the Troopy. Be one of those two cars. But probably the 76. I want to try and do it as basic as possible.
Yeah, right.
It's just more fun.
Are you still enjoying the setup you've got in the back of that?
Yeah, I am. It's just, I used it on the weekend actually. Went up to a friend's house they live up Lancelin Way. And to get the doggo in, I pulled the 40 litre fridge out, put the 20 litre fridge in. We're only going to be there overnight. So plenty of room for bacon, eggs and sausages in the fridge, you know.
Hunt and brews.
Hunt and brews, and enough room for the Mrs. Cans as well. So, so got the kids in the car, got the missus in the car, loaded the swag on the roof. Or even though we could stay inside the house, I prefer to sleep in the swag because we brought the dog with us. If the dog's inside, she would just keep getting up every time someone stirs in the bed, and she'll wake our friends up. That's what happened last time.
Really?
So I brought the double swag, stayed outside with my youngest daughter with the dog. Wicked sleep. So wicked day. But I was able to put a smaller fridge in and pull all the boxes out, throw the dog in the back. Done.
Oh yeah, see, I like that. It's a tempting setup to go to just be absolutely loose with it.
If I had drawers, we would have to bring two cars.
Because the dog wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
You got a massive dog.
Yeah, she's 60 kilos.
Jesus.
She's a big girl.
Yeah.
She's actually larger than a normal female Ridgeback would be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you had drawers, you wouldn't be able to fit her.
No.
With the family.
No, this wouldn't happen.
So this is the perfect setup for you in the 76.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially
Being
it
able
is.
to take it in and out, blah, 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 all that.
Yeah. It's probably too high because I'll have to assist her in, you know.
Yep.
She's 8 years old now, so
Yeah, okay.
I don't like her jumping down either, so.
Yeah. So you just pick her up and carry her down?
Almost, yeah. I have to kind of do like a front squat.
Well, there's your workout, mate, when you're out in the bush. Throw the dog on the back.
She doesn't appreciate that though.
Bench press.
Oh, yeah. Nah, she doesn't quite appreciate being picked up like that, but hey, I'd rather that than her stuff her legs up anyway.
Yeah, jump down and break a leg.
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow, so there's a fair bit going on with you and your cars. The fleet.
Yeah. The Troopy doesn't get used enough though.
Is that a thing where you're going to look at eventually selling one of them? Or is it something where you're just like, it gives me good content, so...
Well, I got to use it, you know. I do love the Troopy. I want to use it. It's because I've had the Ineos for like this 6-month period, so that's probably why. And then I haven't had a chance to service the car and all that because I've gone back to just running everything myself. So before I had Jono around, so it would be like if I need to run a car somewhere, you know, I'd just say, hey, Jono, can you just run that car to here? You know, so I had much more freedom to move stuff around and get stuff ready. So now I'm just going to be really time efficient, you know, really time efficient. And I've developed a few methods over the last couple of months. Some a bit weird, but hey, they work.
A few methods?
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking?
Oh, no, here we go.
You brought it up, mate. What are your methods?
So one of them is a 30-day challenge, actually, that I'm on at the moment.
A 30-day challenge.
This is going to sound really weird.
No, go on.
But I'm going to alter this 30-day challenge a little bit so it suits the people. So, all listeners, here's your 30-day challenge. And I challenge you guys as well because we all do it, but no one's going to admit to it. Well, some do admit to it. I'm going to admit to it. When you go to the toilet, you bring your phone with you, you end up stuck scrolling. And I know that everyone does this. And you end up on the toilet for a lot longer than what you really need to, right? So the 30-day challenge is not to take your phone to the toilet. You'll be amazed how quick you can get done in there. But honestly, most people do it. Not everyone, most people do it. And I'm a few days in, much more productive. But it also helps me not look at my phone at any other time. So I put my phone upside down. To reinforce that method, I've got this special timer. It's like a hexagon. You can turn it on different sides and it gives you a time. So if I put on 30 minutes, for 30 minutes, not touching my phone, I'm just doing this task. And if I almost finish the task and it's kind of important, I will allow myself to spin on a 10-minute, just give myself more time just to get it done. But if it's something that's not super important, I'll have a notepad with me as well. I'll write down what I've done, how much time I've spent on it. It's really, really quick and easy. And then I know later I've got to go back to that. And then that way I'm not missing anything. But I'm way more productive because otherwise I just end up procrastinating. When you've got too much to do, I end up procrastinating. You know, it's like, oh, what do I do first? What do I do first? What do I need to do? Oh, I don't have a list. I've got to do this, got to do that. Often I just end up just focusing on my edit and that's it. Everything else gets neglected. Don't get the troopy serviced. Don't get the tyres ordered.
Yep.
Don't get my voiceover sent to Dan in the UK to do my shorts. Don't get the permits for a trip that's kind of critical right now, and then everything ends up being last minute. You know?
Right. So your challenge is kind of just limit phone usage.
Yeah, that's where it all starts.
Just see how you go.
Starts on the toilet.
It starts on the toilet.
It starts on the toilet. Because if you can do that, that's the easiest step to take, is to not bring your phone to the toilet. Yeah. And then from there, you will find it easier to, you got to work your way in. But there are some things you can't work your way in. You just got to do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. All right, a bit of Nike about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
it's a bit like people who talk about quitting smoking.
Yeah.
Familiar with this will be my last pack.
Yeah.
It's like bullshit, mate. Throw the fucking pack now in the bin if you're serious.
Have some commitment.
Well, exactly.
Unbelievable.
If you're gonna wait till you get to the end. Yeah, I used to be a smoker.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many of your smoker mates go for that bin when you scrunch up your packet, you throw it in the bin. You're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They're all going in for it. It's bloody hell, mate.
All right. I feel like we got to the point now. It's almost a fire pit time, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it a fire pit time?
Yeah.
You got more?
Is it smoker time?
Oh, it is a bit of smoker time. Yeah.
So what's been happening while I've been gone? So,
jeez, what have we done?
I listened to the one with Harry. That was a great podcast.
Yeah, Fire to Flight. That was a good one. It was a very good one.
And I listened to.
Harry's a great chat. Thank you for the info.
Yeah. He was very gentle on me. So
he was.
That was great.
He was. He was very gentle on you. But now we got Ronny Dahl.
Oh, Ronny Darling.
Oh, yeah. So we got some things for you.
Oh yeah, so it was a bit off. Was it a bit after the cameras were turned off, kind of stuff? Yeah, good, because you couldn't.
Patreon exclusive.
Oh wow! Oh shit! I got to listen to that then.
So. Yeah. If you're not a Patreon and you don't know what we're talking about, unlucky. Go sign up. Patreon.com/4drive-podcast.
And here I thought I got off scot-free.
Yeah, no, you didn't get off scot-free at all, mate.
Nah.
We absolutely just slammed you in Patreon.
No.
I think we went for an extra 30 minutes just talking about all the shit you do. So.
Oh, no.
All right, let's go to the fire pit. We got a few voice messages.
All right.
Yeah.
Duggo.
Hi guys,
I'm
Josh
tuned
here,
in.
about to embark on a couple of years lap of Australia, here and there working away. Apart from the missus, what would be the one thing that you wouldn't leave behind?
Your car. That's for me.
shovel, toilet paper, first aid kit, snake bite kit, knife, and a bit of ferro rod.
Okay, so now pick one thing out of that list. One thing that you wouldn't leave behind.
Oh man, toilet paper.
Smart, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not answering that.
I don't know how I'd survive without toilet paper. I suppose I'd learn how to use leaves. You ever worked out what that free shell
Just
method
camp
is?
next to a river, mate.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the what is it? It's Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
Sylvester Stallone.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
They don't have toilet paper in the future.
Right.
They use the free seashells.
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, let your imagination run wild.
They use seashells.
The free seashells. Well, I can't work it out
It's
either.
flying over my head.
Anyway, well, because you don't have toilet paper in the future, right?
Yeah.
During the future where you don't eat meat, everyone's a vegan.
Okay.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And no one's got toilet paper. You can't swear. You get fined if you swear. You know that movie? So he goes to the toilet. There's this scene where he goes to the toilet. A lot of toilet talk today. Sorry about that.
A lot of toilet talk.
And it's like, where's the toilet paper? No, you got the free seashells. So you got to use the free. Anyway, leave that in your thoughts. Let's move on to the next question.
G'day, fellas. I just want to talk body armour. Rodney, I see you've gone away from the rhino hide on all your vehicles now, so I just want to get your thoughts on the rhino hide and what you reckon to the magnetic ones and the newer version, and what you think about bush wraps and other alternatives. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, love the show, guys. Keep it up. Thanks.
What's the new rhino hide? I know they've got the magnetic
Yeah.
ones. What's the new one?
So
they got a new mechanism.
the old rhino hide with the magnets, you had to be careful and clean those magnets after a trip.
Yeah.
I was very bad at that. I left them on. It did end up scuffing into the paint a little bit, and then the others came out because of people like me. They brought out this really high temperature resistant M3 tape. You stick these dots on, and you had this Zeus, was it like a Zeus torque sort of thing?
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. I do know those ones.
So that would fasten it.
Yep. I like those. Those are good.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you took all the panels off, if you were going to take them off,
you're stuck with the.
Yeah, it looks like the car's got
you're stuck with the bolt
polka dots.
things on it,
Yeah, you got a black car or a square car like a Jeep or a LandCruiser. It kind of looks. It looks all right. It looks pretty cool. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I think they kind of look okay. But on like round the cars, like a Prado and stuff, it looked a bit funny without the panels on. Now, so that's one thing. The advantage of having that is dent resistant and scratch resistant. But you still have to wash the paint underneath. And you can remove those dots and all that. So,
is it relatively easy to move?
Yeah, it's relatively easy to remove. Just with the right chemicals that don't damage your paint but remove stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to remove. You use a bit of like almost like dental floss. You put in between to get them off.
Yeah.
And it's best when it's warm.
Yep.
Yeah. Then you have bush wraps. Bush wraps are the cheaper alternative option to not wrapping your entire car. So the thing with bush wraps, they generally stop at window height. They stop short about 5 mil from all edges of your doors, everything. You don't have one for the bonnet. You don't have one for the back. But they will protect your vehicle, and they're self-healing in heat. So particularly summer in Australia, you could scratch your car, it'll heal itself. Then there's the next level wrap, which is what I have on a 76. And Chris is going down that route as well.
It's a good route.
It's freaking awesome. This can change the look of your car, but also protects the entire car. So you can have a gloss one, which just makes your car look like it's polished all the time. So it looks nice the whole time. And then you can get the Saturn, which is what I got. The thing is, you're now looking at about just shy of $10,000. I think it's like $9,000, but it lasts for 10 years. I think bush wraps is probably 10 years as well. It's the same material, but this covers the entire car. They take all the panels off. They clean your car 3 times over to make sure nothing gets in between it all, because they need to make sure it's going to last 10 years. Your car is protected for 10 years, and you could literally drive through parrot bush, up in the hills. That shit's really
that'll give
scratchy.
you
Yeah,
pinstripes.
Come out the other side, your car might look like a scratched mess, but once you put a bit of heat on it, if it's summer, if it's winter, it'll just take longer to heal, and then the scratches just magically disappear.
Yeah, so if you can afford it, that's the one to go for.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Doesn't scratch.
Yep.
Just really expensive. Rhino hide's not.
Rhino hide is probably about $1,600 to $2,000. Not available for all cars. Bush wraps, I think, is about $3,000, maybe a touch more. You can get cheaper. You got to install it yourself. This other stuff, you can't install it yourself. You need to be a pro to do it. So Jono used to work for me. He used to wrap cars, but he said that's like another step up. So unless he works and practices with them, he wouldn't know how to do it either, because it's a different material.
Yeah.
So that's coming from a professional's perspective on that kind of in that business. But another thing that Jono alerted me to was, yes, you can wrap your car for about $5,000 and change the colour of it. But even though the wrap might be guaranteed for 5 years, 7 years, that's in a certain region of UV light, right? So if you're in heat all the time and you're up in the tropics or whatever, you're up in the Kimberley, you got heat beating down your car, that wrap's going to have to be changed every year or two.
Really?
Yeah. And not only that, if you leave the wrap on for too long, it embeds into your paint. But this clear wrap doesn't. So the clear wrap doesn't do that. It allows your paint to breathe. It doesn't interfere with your paint. All the other wraps that are coloured, they will work their way into your paint.
Right. So the wrap you've got will eventually work its way into your paint. No, because you've got the clear wrap.
Yep.
Right.
I've got the clear wrap.
Right.
So that's
and is yours going to last longer up in the Kimberleys and all that kind of stuff?
It'll last 10 years.
Yeah. No matter what.
No matter what. They
right.
guarantee it for 10 years.
Okay.
So
that's the one to go for.
Yeah. So I mean, if they guarantee it for 10 years, it's probably going to last longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'll have the car for 10 years, so whoever would, it would help me sell the car too, because it's not scratched. The 79 had the Rhino hide on literally to hide the scratches, but also I did like the look of the Rhino hide on that car.
Yeah, on the 79 it looks tough.
Yeah.
It looks tough.
But it was hiding a lot of dents, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of dents.
Yep. So,
oh well.
Yeah, a bit of a long-winded answer, but there's all your options. But I would, look, if you're going to buy a new car, that's where you would go that type of wrap. If you got a second-hand car, you wouldn't go down that line. You would probably go bush wraps or something, or Rhino hide. Those two. Yep. But if it's a brand new car, say you bought a brand new Prado that's coming out, you probably wouldn't want to scratch that.
No, you're probably not going to want to scratch many of your brand new cars, are you?
Or a 300. You buy a brand new 300. You buy a brand new Y62.
Yep.
You buy a brand new Troopy. You buy a brand new something. Yeah.
Triton.
A Triton. If you buy a brand new Triton, I guess you could do that too. Yeah. I don't think...
Play the next voice.
Why do you put me in this situation?
G'day, boys. Hope you're well. I just want to touch on something Ronnie said a few episodes ago about seatbelt removal increasing GVM. I was just wondering if you could shed some light on that. Cheers.
Actually, I think we've played this one before when it was me and Duggo, and we had no idea what you were talking about. So
oh, yeah, okay.
If you want to elaborate, please, mate.
Right, so take the Troopy, for instance. I had a 10-seater. I removed well, I removed all the back seats. So essentially went back to a 2-seater, but then I put 2 other seats in. I changed it from a 10-seater to a 4-seater. Each occupant that can sit in your car, that GVM needs to be allowed for. So for example, each passenger that needs to be allowed for in GVM is like 86 kilos. I think that's what they work it on.
That's the average.
Yeah. So that means on a 10-seater, you got to allow for 860 kilos. But because I've now turned it into a 4-seater, it now increases my GVM because I can't have those other 6 passengers. So the other 6 times 86 kilos is now cargo. It's no longer passengers.
Right. So you're freeing up almost 500 kilos of...
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you're not... Yeah, okay. Right.
But look...
So you remove seats.
Yeah.
Seat belts. You're removing passengers, not just like...
Yeah.
Seat belts.
Correct.
But you remove passengers from like being able to sit in your car.
Yes.
And then it frees it. Yeah, okay.
But if passengers can sit in your car... Look, it's a different situation. Same trooper, you load it up with... Because you can fold the chairs up. You load it up with gear because you are using it as a work car. They're not going to do anything about that. I mean, clearly you can't fit the passenger because you've folded the seat up. It's all full stuff. So that's fine. But this is more to do with cars that have permanent fixtures in it. Semi-permanent that are bolted in. You got to remove the seatbelts. That can get you on a technicality.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And when you mean like...
Well, the authorities. Yeah. If you're being a dickhead, that you can be targeted. So just don't be a dickhead. In other words.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember you saying that now.
But you also have to register it as that. So that's where it becomes difficult because, say, for instance, with a Prado, you want to pull 2 seats out. Technically speaking, you have to register it as a 3-seater because 5 occupants can sit in the car, but you've pulled 2 seats out. So there's another technicality that can get you on. But again, I only think they're going to do it if they got a quota or if you're being a dickhead.
Yeah. Okay. So just, interesting though. Yeah. There's a lot of loopholes and kind of variables there in that kind of stuff. Like you do stuff pre-rego, you get away with a lot more than you do post-rego. And then you've got like seats and all that kind of stuff and you can flip your GVM by taking seats out or adding stuff in. Very interesting stuff and it's like a lot of information there.
Yeah, so it's always best to get it done pre-rego because then it's federal.
Yeah.
That's where it changes because each state have their own rules and regulations and how they like shit done. So if you get it done federal, no one can say shit because it's federal, you know. You don't mess with the feds.
Post-rego, that's state only.
It's state only.
Yeah, okay.
So you might be registered here, but if you go to New South Wales and you're being a dickhead, they can probably stick at you.
What's the biggest kind of like tyres and lift and stuff that you can put on your car per pre-rego? you see a lot of massive tyres, lifts. You can legally do I think it's up to a 6-inch lift or 5-inch. Let's just say 5 to be safe here. 37s on a brand new 79 series. Yeah. Want to know more? Go to SWAT in Joondalup. They got some big rigs there. Yeah,
they're done pre-rego.
They're huge.
Yeah, but then they still put too dark tint on it, and then they have to go back anyway. You know,
the tint's the thing that gets you. Cops will see the tint, they're like, "Oh, I know that's illegal because that is too dark." Whereas if you've got like a big lift, they're going to be like, "Don't know about that one.
Yeah.
That one looks like it could be okay, but it looks like it could be wrong."
That's right. But again, it's like come down to quota or if you're being a dickhead. Say you're tailgating someone, you know. If I was a cop and I saw someone tailgating someone, I'd probably pull them over, especially if they're in a big car, you know, because...
Yeah, if you're being a dick.
If you're being a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, if the guy in front of you is being a bit of a dick, I understand why you get frustrated and you might sit there, get out of my way.
There's so many people out there as well that just go so slow.
Just don't let them trigger you.
Yeah.
They're just trying to trigger you.
Well, you know what? It's illegal to go 20 Ks slower than the speed limit.
Yeah,
than the
but
posted speed limit.
But they don't pull people. See,
Which is ridiculous because they should. I'll die on that hill.
If I was a traffic cop, I'd be pulling up people going too slow.
Yeah, mate, come on. We got one more question written in. Ryan Ferguson. Hey, guys, love the podcast. Question about desert trips, specifically the Simpson. Mm-hmm. When's the last time you did the Simpson?
Last on Torben's car, shout out to Tin.
Yeah, okay, it was that one.
That was that one.
I'm driving a 2010 Prado with just my wife and I. Basic mods, lift kit, larger tyres, bull bar, platform rack, awning, shower tent, Max Trax recovery gear, and a 150 litre fuel tank. You'll like that one. I love a good fuel tank. I'm looking to do a quick trip from Birdsville.
That should be stock tank almost. I think.
150?
What year is it?
2010 Prado.
So that would be a 120.
That'd be an extended fuel tank.
It'd be a 120 Prado. No, be a 150 Prado, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 2010. 150?
No, 2012 was a 150. So it'd be a 120. That's an extended tank then, I think.
Right. So
I think. Because the 150 Prado has a 150 capacity.
150 litre. Oh, so the main and the sub?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah, anyway.
Beside the point.
Either way. Looking to do a quick trip from Birdsville into the Simpson for a couple nights, probably travelling west until Popel's Corner? Popple's Corner, yeah. Popple's Corner, then south to Warburton Crossing. What other mods would you suggest?
What tyres has he got on it?
It just says larger tyres than standard.
Okay.
So I assume standard is probably...
Well, they're probably
I
going to
assume
be...
he's probably got 33s maybe.
Yeah, they're probably going to be proper like pattern, like proper...
Oh, you mean like terrain?
All-terrain, yeah.
I would say all-terrain.
Yeah.
You don't really see a lot of muddies on old Prados.
So they're travelling solo. They've got their Max Tracks. They've got... Does it say if they got one set or two sets?
Nah, just Max Tracks. I assume one set, one set? Like one pair.
Okay. If you only got one pair, I'll go a second pair. And I would just grab some more... What's the water storage?
No water storage mentioned.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to bring water, but...
Yeah, just do more water.
Yeah, just don't put it all in one basket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you need anything else. That's otherwise you're going to be pretty heavy. I mean, you're probably already heavy with all the cargo.
Yeah, well, you got fridge, battery, lights, swags, table, cooking stuff, food.
I'd say deck of cards, snake bite kit, first aid kit, shovel, toilet paper.
Yep.
Extra toilet paper.
Nice.
You can start fires with toilet paper.
Yeah, you can. I don't know why I laughed at that, but you can. I was just thinking about if you bring... I was going to say, don't bring Monopoly out there, because if it's just you and your wife, there'll be some... Yeah. You might come back and it will just be your wife. It'll just be you. You're not...
Is this an Outback Nomad situation?
Mate, you're not coming back with two people who you bring Monopoly.
Maybe Uno.
Yeah. He says budget's limited, but will convince the wife if it's deemed necessary.
Oh, well, we didn't say that. All right. You need lockers. You need...
Yeah, I would say that as well. You need lockers.
Yeah, you definitely... And you need some light bars.
Yeah, you need to get some diff breathers. I think you need about 6 spotlights, I would say, just to be safe, especially...
Modified a fridge. You need to put a keg in there.
Yeah, rear bar as well.
Oh, definitely a rear bar.
Definitely a rear bar. And actually, I think you need a rooftop tent. That would just be... How long are we going for?
Everything apart from the last...
59. All right, we'll go one more question.
All right.
Really quickly.
Okay.
From Lockie. Love listening to the pod. Was wondering on thoughts on a Y62 versus next gen Raptor. Looking at a daily driver and a weekend getaway car, main concern is how the V6 would hold up in the long run. I know I love the Patrol, but not sure about having to spend money on upgrading the interior and blah, 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 and have so many CVs. Ooh. Y62 CVs, yeah.
Y62, yeah.
Any thoughts or advice would be appreciated. Also, any other suggestions are welcome. Max budget of 90K. So he's looking at the Y62 or the next gen Raptor.
I would stick with the Y. If it was me, I'd stick with the Y62. Driveline would be stronger than the Raptor, I'd imagine.
It's interesting that he's got a wagon versus a ute. It's not a
Yeah,
ute versus a
it
ute.
is.
It's a wagon
Yeah.
versus a ute, which isn't something you
No.
don't see that much. If you're getting a ute, you're getting a ute.
Yeah.
If you're getting a wagon, you're going to go for a couple wagons.
Look, in my younger life, I was a massive Ford fan. I was that guy. It didn't matter how many Falcons I had that broke down, or Ford Couriers, whatever Ford I had, I still loved them. But after a while, I got sick of spending money on repairing them and sitting on the side of the road and getting tow trucks. I think the Ranger is probably, it seems to be a lot more reliable than all the Fords I've had in the past. But I think I'm sort of done and dusted in that. So I'm just putting that out there so you understand where I'm coming from. So I'm probably not the best person to ask about Ford reliability, what I would choose there. I would definitely go the Patrol over that. Also, I've heard that the latest V6 Raptor, they're having a few little issues with them, but I don't have any hard evidence on that. This is just what I heard in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about a Y63?
Y63.
Because that's the new V6 as well.
Yeah, the new V6. I'm sure that do a good job of it. I'm not sure they'll be in the budget range though, 90K. Yeah. I'd say look at a
save up a little bit.
Yeah, Y62 is proven. It's people love tuning that engine as well. It's got heaps of power already anyway.
Big V8.
Yeah, I know a few people that have them. I know there was one guy, he's done an axle, but that's because he had it locked in four-wheel drive on pavement, trying to outdo some LandCruisers.
Not going to work, mate.
No, well, it was very unfortunate for him it happened there, because he was the only Patrol that went into this. This is at Adelaide show.
Oh no!
And he snapped an axle at the show, but I think it had something to do with what he put that car through beforehand. Anyway, I would say Patrol in that situation.
Yeah, I would lean towards the Patrol as well. Yeah, you get a big bad V8 engine.
Yeah,
and you get to play around with them before, in a few years' time, maybe 5-10 years down the track, V8's probably.
Yeah,
I mean they're already on the way out. The next Patrol V6, the next LandCruiser V6.
That's just the way things are going.
Yeah, have your fun with the V8 while you can.
Yeah, I agree.
Go for it.
I agree. So yeah, and you're also talking like ute and wagon.
That is an interesting one.
They're two very different
cars, and you're gonna have to set your car up differently as well. It depends.
Yeah,
family. You got more space in the V6. Not the V6. Sorry, the Y62.
Yep. More,
but you've got more.
You got a dust seal straight away.
Yeah, exactly.
You can put you got somewhere to put all your stuff already. It's easier to do your wiring. In a ute, you got to spend more money to dust seal it and all that. So you probably end up spending more on the ute than you would on the wagon, even though the wagon's probably going to cost more than the ute.
Yeah, but at the same time, if it's just you and your missus or something like that, it's just a two-person thing.
Yeah,
the
back
ute's
seats will
fine,
do the rest and throw the rest into the ute.
Yeah, exactly right.
It all comes down to the situation.
Yeah, it depends on what you want. It's just strange. You don't usually get a wagon.
No,
versus a
ute. You
cool.
don't usually get that question.
No.
Instead,
No, I like it. I think it's a good question, but it's just like you don't think that.
Nah.
Oh well.
No, wagon versus ute. Yeah. It depends on what you're going to do. Like you could do, interesting though.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, mate.
That's it.
We're done.
Oh,
made it through. How do you feel? First time back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, good.
4 weeks.
Yeah, feeling pretty refreshed. Yeah.
Feeling all right?
Yeah.
Feeling knowledgeable?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I went out for a I don't know, gathering more wisdom excursion. I don't know.
Yeah, you're coming back with a few stories, mate.
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't even touch on the Pilbara much, but
no, we're gonna have to touch on that. Soon.
Well, we'll do that next. Well, if I'm here next week.
Well, we'll do it next week, mate. We'll see what happens. All right, and you play the song. Let's go. That is the 4Wheel Drive podcast, driven by.
Oh, he nearly said it.
Oh, almost had it. Music by the Southern Rebound, Let It Ride. Socials, Full Drive Podcast, YouTube, BackChat Studios, Patreon. Stick around. We've got something for you. Merch and voice messages. See you later.
Catch you later. Alligator.
Jesus.
In the wild crocodile.